After retiring from the underworld, I became a security guard. After an unexpected incident, I ended up marrying a female CEO. But she always thought I was a useless waste. She regretted ever taking a liking to a security guard earning just $1,800 a month. Gradually, she began to notice something off. How could a mere security guard dare to have a billionaire act as his shoe shiner? Why were all those mafia bosses bowing and scraping to him? He just slapped a high-ranking official with 2 stars on his shoulder, and it was a resounding slap at that. At that moment, a silver luxury Bentley pulled up at the entrance. Old Wang, the sharp-eyed security guard, immediately put on a fawning smile and greeted the stunning woman stepping out. "Miss, are you here to go home or to find someone?" A woman in a lawn dress, with a cold and flawless face, got out of the luxury car and said, "I'm looking for someone. His name is Yi Yun. He's a complete scumbag. Tell him to get the hell out here right now." Old Wang was stunned. "Yi Yun? Scumbag? What's going on? That guy Yi Yun is useless except for bragging. How could a swan like this come looking for him?" Just as Old Wang thought it impossible, I poked my head out of the security booth. "Which friend is looking for me? First off, if it's for a foot massage, you're paying. I've got no money. If it's a trip to the club, forget it. I've given up that lifestyle." As I rambled on, my heart skipped a beat. Playing hard to get? Wasn't this the rich heiress who came back from abroad half a month ago and had a wild one-night stand with me? At the time, we agreed to go our separate ways. Why is she looking for me now? At that moment, Su Shan coldly demanded, "Why aren't you answering my calls? Why aren't you replying to my messages?" Su Shan was the vice president of the Su Group in Jiangnan City. A genuine wealthy heiress, seen by countless men as a goddess and a seductress. I looked at her and told the truth. I thought it was a scammer trying to swindle my money, so I ignored it. The cold and proud heiress exuded her full aura and sneered. "With your income, you think you're worth scamming? Little security guard, get in the car. I have something to discuss with you." I didn't budge. "Sorry, I'm on duty right now. Just say whatever you have to say here." Su Shan's expression was blank as she turned her head. "Fine. I'm pregnant, and it's yours. Now, come with me." Those words made my head spin. Old Wang, eavesdropping nearby, nearly dropped his jaw, staring at me in awe. "Miss Su Shan, I think some jokes shouldn't be made lightly." My face twitched hard, and I said seriously, "And what makes you think the child is mine?" Su Shan raised an eyebrow and let out a cold laugh. "Do you think I'm joking? Or do you think I'm looking for someone to take the fall?" I shot back, "Aren't you? I need to be sure about this. I'm not about to become a father out of nowhere." Su Shan took a deep breath to suppress her irritation and tossed a paper at me. "Here's the hospital test results. See for yourself." One look and my head started aching. Damn, this is serious. I actually managed to hit a bull's eye on the first try. Seeing me speechless, Su Shan seemed smug. "Since you have nothing to say, come with me now." When I didn't move, Old Wang scolded, "What are you standing there for? You've hooked a rich woman. A son makes you valuable. From now on, you'll live high on the hog, eating the envy-inducing cushy meal. Isn't that great?" Hearing this, I quickly got into the car and drove off. "Since the child is mine, I'll take full responsibility." Su Shan sneered, "You take responsibility? Do you know who I am? And who are you?" "A little security guard making a few thousand a month. You probably don't even understand the gap between us. It's bigger than the sky and the earth." Before I could say anything, the woman coldly ordered, "I'm going to get rid of the child. Drive me to the hospital now." I started the car and headed for the hospital, but I was seething inside. "If you want to abort, that's your right. I can't stop you, but I'm telling you, if the child is born, supporting the two of you won't be a problem for me." Su Shan let out a laugh without saying a word, but her contemptuous laugh said it all. This little security guard was living in a delusion. Soon, we arrived at the hospital. But Su Shan didn't get out of the car, she just stared blankly outside. I said, "Come on, I'll go with you for the abortion." The female CEO's eyes were already misty. She turned and glared at me. Her eyes red with grievance and helplessness. "You're such a jerk." I was baffled. What was this woman going on about? But I held back, since I was the one who got her pregnant. Su Shan was a strong-willed person who wouldn't allow herself even a moment of weakness. So she said, "Drive." She quickly wiped away her tears, and her makeup was pristine again. I asked curiously, "Where to? Didn't you want to abort?" At that moment, Su Shan calmly said, "I changed my mind. I'm keeping the child. But I can't let my child grow up without a father. So let's go to the Civil Affairs Bureau and get the marriage certificate." So I started the car again. Half an hour later, staring at the little red booklet in my hand, I was stunned. I'm married? Just like that. A life-changing mistake forced me into marriage. Originally, my arranged marriage prospects were at least on the level of European royal princesses. But forget it now, hell, she's pretty enough. Seeing her round belly, it's probably a son. Not a bad deal. Sushan walked with a proud stride, her high heels clicking on the ground, exuding authority. She turned and said, now that we're officially married, I have 3 things to tell you. First, I'm getting the certificate with you solely for the child in my womb. As for you yourself, there's nothing I find appealing about you, not even what's between your legs. Sushan continued, second, you have no money, no good job, no family status, and no ability. After marrying into the Su family, you'll be nothing more than a live-in son-in-law. You'll do everything I say and obey me. Third, quit your security job. Come to the Su group and be my errand boy, learn to handle some business. I don't want my child to grow up finding out that her dad is just a janitor. I've been holding in a lot of anger. But when I take a job, there are a few things I won't do. You'd better remember that. Sushan sneered, you're still picking and choosing. Let's hear it. Let me see how noble a security guard's principles can be, I replied. First, I absolutely won't do any job with no real substance, because there's nothing to learn. Second, I won't do anything I can't do. If I can't do it, how could I possibly get it done? Sushan barely held back the urge to slap me as she spoke. And, let's see what other tricks you've got. I said matter-of-factly. Third, I don't do things that are too rushed, rushing leads to mistakes. Fourth, I don't do things that aren't urgent either, since there's no hurry. Finally, I absolutely won't do anything I don't want to do. Sushan felt she had found a real weirdo, and snapped angrily. You absolutely won't do what you don't want to do? May I ask why? I said as if it were only natural. You heard me, I already said I won't do it, so why would I do it, right? Sushan took a deep breath, clenching her teeth. At that moment, she wanted to kill someone. Seeing her full chest heave twice, I quickly spoke up. Little girl, can't you see I'm handling you? Just then, the phone rang. It was Sushan's mother, Yang Huiru, calling in a fury. Shan, I've called you so many times, why aren't you answering? Your wedding with Jiao is coming up. You're never home, and we can't even find you. Do you want to worry your father and me to death? Come home immediately. Sushan's voice was calm as she said, Mom, I'm on my way. But I'm bringing your son-in-law with me, my husband. Yang Huiru's voice instantly shot up an octave. What did you say? Let me tell you right now, don't you dare come back. Your only husband is Fong Jiao, the young master of Yulong Group. You should know how much effort and sacrifice our Su family has put into this alliance. In the end, all the benefits will be yours. Don't be ungrateful. A faint dimple appeared as her lips curled into a mocking smile. Sushan said with self-deprecation, grateful? A marriage arranged by the family, where I'm just a sacrifice? You want me to be grateful? Then she hung up the phone, but I still heard on the other end. I'm a man, so naturally I have to show some backbone. But Sushan didn't appreciate it. She suddenly looked up, tears brimming in her eyes. Why does everyone have to force me? Why do they make me do things I don't want to do? And you, what are you anyway? Standing up for me? Do you even deserve to? Do you have what it takes? Do you know what status the Su family holds in Jiangnan City? The Fong family of Yulong Group, they could crush you with a single finger, understand? Yi Yun, let's face it, you're just a lowly security guard. Good for nothing, living hand to mouth. If it weren't for that accident, someone like you would never even get close to me in a lifetime. From now on, you'd better stop saying such reckless things, or you'll only make me look down on you. After venting all that, she buried her head in her hands and sobbed. Everything she had done today, especially her impulsive marriage to me, was already crazy enough for a proud, conservative rich girl like her, and now the pressure from her family was overwhelming. Pressing in on her step by step, she finally broke down. I started the car and floored the accelerator, saying calmly, "Stop crying. Soon you'll find out that your child's father isn't just a nobody." And every word I just said was true. As for the Su family and the Fong family, honestly, I've never taken them seriously at all. Sushan didn't listen at all. Before she resolved to take responsibility with the little security guard, he had already pulled some strings. Sushan's home was right there. We drove over in silence. When we walked in, the room was packed with people, a huge crowd. At that moment, Sushan's cousin's sister, Su Xian, with a mole at the corner of her mouth, sized me up and said to Su Shan, Shan, I heard from Aunt that you were bringing a man home? With your picky standards, I thought it'd be at least some overseas returnee or a son of the Guan family. But you bring back a security guard? Can you really swallow something like this? Then she laughed loudly, a very grating sound. Su Shan remained unmoved and looked at her parents. Dad, Mom, this is Yi Yun. We've already registered our marriage. He's my husband now. Before she could finish, I heard a loud slap. Already pale with fury, Yang Huira rushed forward and slapped her. You unfilial girl. Are you trying to make your father and me lose all our face? Will you only stop when you've driven me to death? Yang Huiru pointed at Su Shan, trembling with rage. Su Shan covered half her face, tears instantly swirling in her reddened cheek. Mom, I know you're angry and think I'm being reckless. But about the Fong family, I've thought it over and over. I don't want to. Yang Huiru roared, shouting viciously. What can that compare to the Fong family? Su Shan was choked speechless. As a little security guard, I indeed had no right to compare with the Fong family, worth billions? Yang Huiru's eyes blazed with fury, ready to hurl more insults. I stepped sideways, blocking Su Shan. A hint of roguishness still on my face, so what if I'm a security guard? A security guard also earns his living with his own hands, asking no one for anything. Look here, Auntie, Su Shan is an adult and vice president of the Su Group, scolding her in front of so many people. I think that's going too far. Su Shan's father, Su Wen, slammed his teacup down heavily, his face dark. Young man. Aren't you afraid of biting your tongue talking so big? She's our daughter, how we educate her is our business. You're an outsider with no right to interfere. Young man, aren't you afraid your bragging will bite you? Our daughter is ours, and how we raise her is our business. As an outsider, you have no right to interrupt. Yang Huiru also started shouting, right, you little beast, get out of my way. Let me tell you, my daughter is a phoenix in the sky. Susan is the proud daughter of heaven. I don't care what love potion you've fed her, there's no way anything will come of this between you two. My brow furrowed, not with a thuggish look, but with a direct flash of murderous intent. I was always a devil in human form. Otherwise, there's no way I could have stirred up such chaos internationally that I got banished to this small place called Jiangnan to cool off. And as for Susan, to be honest, apart from Susan, this wife I've got stuck with, the rest are nothing but chickens and dogs. At this, Susan laughed bitterly and spoke up. Mom, Dad, no matter how much you argue or say, it's useless. I know better than you what kind of man Fong Jiao is. Maybe marrying him could use his power and financial strength to build me up, but that's not what I want. Besides, the Fong father and son have always been far more treacherous than you think. Whether it's a blessing or a curse is hard to say. Yang Huiru stomped her foot in anger. Fine. Your father and I, and the whole Su family's good intentions, have all been wasted by you. Since that's the case, I won't bother with you anymore, and I can't control you. Do whatever you want, sink however low you please. Hearing this, Susan instantly softened, her beautiful eyes brimming with tears as she lowered her head. Mom, Dad, I'm sorry. I've let you down. I wasn't hoping to last long with him either. I just thought he could shut people up for me. At least so the family and Fong Jiao would stop pestering me. Su Wen sighed and waved his hand. Since you've made up your mind, saying more is pointless. As for the Fong family, your mother and I have no face left to see them. The rest is up to you to handle. Just so you know, Fong Jiao has split from the family and started his own new company. Remember to prepare a generous gift, go in Susan's place to congratulate him, and annul the marriage. Susan agreed readily. Then she turned and walked out the door. The moment she stepped out of the Su residence, she felt drained and nearly collapsed. I caught her. It's okay. Susan broke free, her face cold, and said, Don't touch me casually from now on without my permission. I spread my hands and said, I was just keeping you from falling. Don't get the wrong idea. Susan snorted. Yi Yun, I'll be straight with you. I picked you because I needed an obedient shield. As for anything else, sorry, I don't see anything in you worth liking. To Susan's surprise, I didn't get angry. Instead, I looked calm, even smiling. I know. Just like when I got the marriage certificate with you, to be honest, it's not like I think much of you either. I had no choice. We messed up, and I have to take responsibility. Susan felt a strange irritation. Whatever. In her mind, the fact that she hadn't seen me hurt or my pride trampled made her uncomfortable. Come with me to the opening party for Fong Jiao's new company. An ugly daughter-in-law has to face her in-laws sooner or later. Even if it's just as a live-in son-in-law, it's the same. With that, she pulled out a card as a tip and handed it to me. Take it. Go buy yourself a decent suit. I didn't even look at it and said, no need, I have my own. Susan sneered, thinking I was just being stubborn and putting on airs. A little security guard owning an expensive suit? That'd be a miracle. I then turned and left the Sioux residence. On the street, I opened the door to the car where an old driver was already waiting and sat inside. If anyone with an eye for detail had seen this, they'd probably be shocked speechless, because this car was the exclusive ride of the richest man in Jiangnan City. And at that moment, the richest man in Jiangnan City, the immensely wealthy Lu Chuanhu, was acting as my driver. Now, Lu Chuanhu bowed respectfully and asked, Chief Yun, are you heading home or somewhere else? I looked at him and said, first, go home so I can change into a suit. I'm accompanying my wife to a party later. Lu Chuanhu's hand trembled as he started the car. Wife, Chief Yun, weren't you single? When did you get married? I smiled bitterly. Just today, just now. Ah, it's a long story. Lu Chuanhu shivered. Chief Yun, don't joke around. If the higher-ups find out you rushed your marriage in Jiangnan City like this, I'm afraid old Lu, will be in deep trouble. I smiled bitterly. Old Lu, I'm sorry. I already messed around, and even got someone pregnant. Hey, I never expected such good aim. Lu Chuanhu was furious. Chief Yun, which family's daughter is it? I'll use my connections to suppress her right now. She's got no right to cling to our high status. I waved my hand. Don't force me. I told you. Don't pull that bullying with power act. It's pointless. Lu Chuanhu was genuinely worried. Chief Yun, though your military achievements are unmatched and you're a pillar of the nation, you're still young and too hot-blooded. In short, you couldn't keep that bird in your pants, and it went to waste on some other woman. Damn it, if I'd known, I'd have made sure one of my granddaughters went after you without hesitation. If they'd succeeded, the Lu family's ancestral graves would be smoking with glory. Later, I went home and changed into a decent suit, then headed to the party. As the lights came on, the Fong family's eldest son's party was held at a luxurious estate in the west of the city. I parked the car and strolled in. Glamorous men and women mingled around. Tonight's host was Fong Jiao of the Yulong group. As always, fashionably late. Sorry, everyone. I'm late. I'll punish myself with 3 cups. He then very suavely and boldly picked up his glass and downed 3 cups in a row, drawing a round of applause. This guy is no fun, Susan frowned upon hearing that. Beside her, Susan's best friend. Su Yuer sneered, he's no fun, so what, you think you're the fun one? She thought I was jealous of someone else's glory and said that. I then said. The 3 cups he drank as a grand finale weren't wine but plain water, obviously just for show. People like that say one thing and do another, to be frank, they're not genuine. Su Yuer scoffed, don't measure a gentleman's heart with a petty man's mind. Although both Susan and I don't really like Fong Jiao, he's still far better than you. He wouldn't stoop to such dirty tricks. I said calmly, if you don't believe me, we'll just wait and see. Just then, the ever-smiling young Master Fong walked over with a wineglass. Susan, Yuer, welcome to show your support. Let me toast to you 2 beauties. He completely ignored me beside them. Su Yuer smiled, congratulations on starting your own company, Master Fong. Truly one of the top young talents in Jiangnan. But some worthless person claims that your glass contains plain water. That's just ridiculous. Fong Jiao's smile froze for a moment, then he explained, I might fool others. But I can't fool you 2 smart beauties. Yes, I am drinking plain water. Lately, I've been working day and night on the new company's affairs, and my body can't handle alcohol. Su Yuer was stunned, and Susan shot me a surprised look. This guy is quite sharp to notice that. I then said indifferently, I'm afraid Master Fong's health isn't suffering from overwork with the company. The real reason you don't dare drink is excessive indulgence, which has severely damaged your kidneys. If stimulated by alcohol, you could suffer a massive hemorrhage in your lower body and drop dead at any moment. Am I right or not? Fong Jiao's face instantly turned cold and grim. He stared at me with suspicion. Where did this mutt come from? Investigating me so thoroughly? You must be joking, brother. I'm a workaholic, this body of mine is all about work. When do I have time to indulge? Besides, I am already engaged to Susan. From now on, she is the only girl in my heart. Lying through his teeth without batting an eye, Su Yue was scared to death, never expecting I would dare to speak to Fong Jiao. So rudely. Wasn't that asking for trouble? Master Fong, don't bother with this guy. We don't know him. She turned and shot me a fierce glare, a clear warning, hoping I'd back off. If Fong Jiao found out about my relationship with Susan, he'd skin me alive. But Susan clearly noticed the change in Fong Jiao's expression. As if I had hit the mark, a trace of disgust appeared in her beautiful eyes. She said coolly, Master Fong, you should take better care of your health. Today, besides congratulating you, I have another matter. I want to break off our engagement. She then pointed at me, Master Fong, this is my husband. We've already gotten our marriage certificate. Fong Jiao's face shifted from gloom to ferocity, but he was good at hiding it. He smirked, Susan, I know you've always been a bit resistant to me. But using some nobody to brush me off, don't you think he's not even qualified? Susan said seriously, I'm not brushing you off. Yi Yun and I got our certificate today. And I'm already pregnant with his child. With a loud bang, the wine glass in Fong Jiao's hand was crushed by his grip. His eyes suddenly turned bloodshot. He raised his hand to slap Susan across the face. But he held back, gritting his teeth and sneering, Susan, it seems I've been too lenient and indulgent with you all along. I can pretend I didn't hear what you just said, but this punk, whoever he is, daring to mess with my fiancé, he must disappear, Susan warned. Master Fong, don't do anything rash. The engagement between us was originally arranged by our parents. Without my presence, Fong Jiao bellowed. Shut up, it's already settled. Do you think talking about that now will help? Let me tell you, in life you can only be a member of the Fong family, and in death, you'll be a ghost of the Fong family. Susan was furious. Su Yue quickly put on a placating smile, Master Fong, don't get angry. Calm down. Today is your company's banquet. So many Jiangnan elites are watching. Fong Jiao was extremely agitated. He yanked off his tie and pointed at me. To calm me down, fine. This little punk, whoever he is, let him kneel and kowtow 3 times. And toast me 3 cups. Then this matter is over. Otherwise, he won't leave this Fong family estate. Then Susan said coldly. Yi Yun may have no status or qualifications, but now he is my man. Since he is my man. Kneel to you? That's impossible. Su Yue said anxiously, Susan, you should say less. You'll only make Master Fong even less willing to let this little security guard go. I snorted dismissively. Wife, since we've made things clear, let's go. Better not stay long with someone whose lower half is almost rotten. I'm afraid of catching something. Watching the woman he had long desired leave with me like that, Fong Jiao's face twisted into a grimace. You brought this on yourself, so he directly summoned the 2 burly men standing nearby. 202 with a vicious look on her face, she said, I don't want to see that little bastard alive to see tomorrow's sun. 203 The 2 burly men nodded in agreement. At that moment, in the car on our way back, Su Yue spoke with great concern. 204 Shan, what you did was too impulsive. The Fong family has always been ruthless, with means both above and below the board. 205 By slapping Fong Jiao in the face like this, he definitely won't let it go. Su Shan took a deep breath. 206 I'm not afraid of him. Su Yue said softly, you're not afraid. 207 Fong Jiao hasn't had time to deal with you yet, so he certainly won't do anything to you. But this little security guard, 208 to be honest, he's finished. At that moment, I slowly said, don't worry. The person in this world who can finish me, 209, hasn't been born yet. Su Yue shook her head directly. Shan, this cheap husband of yours. 210 clearly has a mental problem. No saving him. Su Shan's face also turned cold. Yi Yun, remember that you are now, 211 no longer a little security guard. You are my nominal husband. You need to get rid of that bad habit of yours of boasting. 212 change it, or you'll only make a fool of yourself. Then I slammed on the brakes. 213 Both beautiful ladies were thrown forward, scared out of their wits. Su Yue shouted angrily. 214 What are you doing? Can't, and indulged with a male model. 237 I could tolerate it. But you ended up pregnant with a little security guard's seed. How can you let your father and me, 238 and the Su family, keep any face? Su Shan fell silent, her eyes reddening slightly. That night's indulgence was partly due to alcohol. 239 and partly because she had given up on herself. Su Wen coughed and advised, Dear, Shan has always been 240 a smart and self-respecting girl. We know that. Don't press her about this. 241 for now, we need to think of a way to keep this family scandal from spreading. Yang Huira crossed her arms and said fiercely. 242 think of a way? Think of a way like dog shit. She could have found a wealthy son-in-law, but instead a lowlife picked her up. 243 Su Shan stopped listening to their nagging and went straight to her room to start a video call with her best friend Su Yuer. 244 Yuer, what's wrong? Why do you look so upset? In the video, Su Yuer appeared. 245 listless and lifeless. Su Yuer replied, Shan, don't even mention it. I just got scolded. 246 Remember when I told you that a mysterious big boss had come to our Jiangnan city? I just went to visit her again, shamelessly. 247 And she said I had a foul mouth, wasting a pretty face, and told me not to bother her anymore. 248 Woo, I really can't figure it out. How is my mouth? She spoke viciously. I don't want to see that little bastard alive to see tomorrow's sun. The two big men nodded in agreement. At that moment, on our way back in the car, Su Yuer said with great worry. Shanshan, you're being too reckless. The Fong family has always had their ways, ruthless in both the underworld and the legitimate world. Hitting Fong Jiao's face like this, she will never let it go. Su Shan took a deep breath. I'm not afraid of her. Su Yuer said softly, you may not be afraid. And Fong Jiao hasn't come after you yet, so he won't do anything to you, but this little security guard. To be honest, he's finished. Just then I slowly said, relax, the person who can finish me off hasn't been born yet. Su Yuer shook her head directly. Shanshan, this cheap husband of yours clearly has a screw loose and can't be saved. Su Shan's face turned cold as well. Yi Yun, remember that you are now no longer a little security guard, but my nominal husband. Change that bad habit of yours of spouting nonsense, or you'll only make a fool of yourself. Then I slammed on the brakes. The two beautiful ladies were thrown forward, terrified. Su Yuer shouted angrily. What are you doing? Can't even drive a car, you useless waste. I got out of the car and said calmly. You two stay in the car and don't get out. The two women were baffled, not understanding what this little security guard was going off about. A minivan quickly caught up from behind, then braked hard. The door slid open, revealing a crew-cut man with a ferocious face. You punk, the young master Fong wants your life. Sorry about that. He raised a stick and swung it straight at my head. In the car, Su Yuer let out a scream. Oh no, it's Fong Jiao's men. Su Shan gritted her teeth. That bastard, I didn't expect him to move so fast. But the next second, both women's beautiful eyes widened as I, in one swift motion, grabbed the club and snatched it from his hand. With a whoosh, the iron club came down fiercely, and with a bang, it split open the crew-cut man's head, leaving him bleeding. 3 more burly men jumped out of the minivan. How dare you fight back, you scum? They hadn't expected this little security guard to have some skills. With a calm expression, I struck out repeatedly with the iron club in my hand. Bang, 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 the remaining 3 men, all muscle and vicious looks, usually did plenty of dirty work for the Fong family, but within 2 breaths, they were all lying on the ground, wailing and crying for their mothers. I tossed the iron club aside, casually lifted my foot, and stepped on one of the men's big faces. Go back and tell Mr. Fong that playing with fire can easily burn yourself. I got back in the car and with a kick, the two left without any hesitation. Su Yuer and Su Shan were still immersed in the scene from earlier, not yet recovered. Only then did Su Yuer say in surprise, Yi Yu, have you trained? I shrugged and said, just dealing with a few bugs, no training needed. Su Shan frowned slightly. She doesn't know martial arts, but those moves of mine just now. She seemed to have some skill. Is this guy really just a gatekeeper? In the evening, Su Shan returned home. Su Wen immediately asked, Shanshan, did you make things clear with the Fong family? Su Shan said, Dad, I've already broken off the engagement with Fong Jiao. Yang Huiru angrily said, you are simply muddle-headed and stupid. Su Shan, you're not really crazy enough to live with a lowly security guard, are you? Su Shan said weakly, Mom, I've told you repeatedly that I have no feelings for Yi Yu. Everything now is just for the child in my belly. Also, I need a shield to keep flies like Fong Jiao away. Yang Huiru was still angry. Su Shan, I've spoiled you for nothing. Even if you went to a club and found someone to be so reckless, I could tolerate that, but you ended up pregnant with a little security guard's seed. You've made me and your father. And the Su family's face cannot be placed anywhere. Su Shan fell silent, her eyes slightly red. That night's indulgence was partly due to alcohol. And also because she was giving up on herself. Suwon coughed and advised, "Honey, Shanshan has been a smart and self-respecting girl since childhood, we know that. Don't ask her about this. For now, we need to think of a way to keep this family scandal from spreading." Yang Huira crossed her arms and said fiercely. Think of a way? Think of a crappy way. She could have found a rich husband, but instead, a damn poor guy got her. Su Shan stopped listening to their nagging and simply went back to her room to start a video call with her best friend Su Yuer. Yuer, what's wrong? You look so depressed. In the video, Su Yuer looked listless and lifeless. Su Yuer replied, Shanshan, don't even mention it. I just got scolded. Remember I told you before that a mysterious big boss came to our Jiangnan city? I just went to visit her again with a thick skin. As a result, she said I have a foul mouth, wasted a pretty face, and told me not to bother her. Woo-woo, I really can't figure it out. How am I foul-mouthed? I've always been. Enough tears. Forget it, I have to serve her well. I hope one day I can see her true self. My grandfather said that if I can catch the eye of this mysterious officer, for the next 3 generations, our Su family will have nothing to fear. Thinking about lavish meals and wealth, no longer indulging in fantasies, Susan was taken aback. What rank is this mysterious officer to be so formidable? Su Yuer smiled, let me get to know her better first, then I'll tell you. Then they ended the video call and went to sleep. The next morning, I received an early call. Susan told me to dress neatly and clean myself up. Su Yuer drove to a club. As she got out, 2 young men in branded clothes greeted her. Yuer, Shanshan, you're here. Oh, and who's this? When they saw me climb out of the car, the 2 young masters' expressions soured. Su Yuer laughed lightly and lied, Master Jiao, Master Wang, he's a friend of mine and Shanshan's. He's from the countryside, hasn't seen much of the world, don't worry about him. One of them, known as one of the 4 young masters of Jiangnan. Jiao Zishuan smiled carelessly, since he's your friend, he can join us. The other, Master Wang, glanced at me. Snorted disdainfully through his nose. Su Yuer lagged behind a couple of steps and stared at me. You've probably never been to a place like this, right? No worries, come a few more times, watch and learn, and you'll be fine. I only have one requirement. You must not embarrass me or Su Shan, understand? I remained calm, isn't it just a private club? What's so special about this dump? Su Yuer sneered, a dump? Do you know the entry requirement here? 2 million. Scared you, little security guard? Jiao Zishuan was very attentive to Su Yuer, his fawning attitude so unbearable I could barely watch. Yuer, let's practice. Su Yuer got into gear and jumped onto the ring, immediately sparring with Jiao Zishuan. I found it boring. These idle rich kids all liked archery, boxing, and playing golf to pretend to be cultured. Susan, dressed in a mix of white and blue, said, these imported pastimes are just flashy moves, far inferior to our own country's arts. Hearing this, Master Wang immediately snorted, this brother sure talks big, so you think you're something special? I glanced at him, at least better than a wasted piece like you, drained by wine and women. Master Wang's face changed, and he sneered. Didn't expect you to have some guts. Want to have a go? I shook my head. Forget it, I'm afraid I'll cripple you. Susan was startled. Yi Yun, watch your mouth. Don't be so aggressive. I pouted, I can be polite to you. But why should I give face to these crawling insects? Have you ever seen an eagle in the sky be polite to a sparrow on the ground? That's my nature, 3 parts rogue, 3 parts ruthlessness, plus 5 parts hidden ferocity. Once, a grandmaster of martial arts in our country. Couldn't help but sigh, this boy is vastly different from ordinary people. Others have 10 parts of presence. But he has 1 extra part, that part doesn't even put the heavenly king in his eyes, enough to overturn rivers and seas. Jiao Zishuan and Su Yuer finished training and walked over. What's up? Why is Master Wang so red-faced? Master Wang pointed at me and said. Master Jiao, it's not that I'm not giving you, Miss Su, or Miss Su face, but this guy is too arrogant. I've put in so much sweat and effort into boxing, our hard work shouldn't be trampled by anyone, especially some clueless rookie. Su Yuer's face darkened. Yi Yun, apologize to Master Jiao and the others right now. Isn't it ridiculous to look down on other people's efforts? I looked up at the sky. Apologize? Sorry, I don't have the habit of apologizing to the weak. Su Yue was furious and said to Susan, Shanshan, I can't do anything with him. I kindly brought him here to broaden his horizons. But he's just a lump of mud that won't stick to the wall, making a fool of himself here. Before Su Shan could say anything, a flash of viciousness crossed Zhao Zishuan's eyes. With a teasing smile, he said, how about letting Master Wang have a good game with this brother? With such a big attitude, he must be quite skilled. Su Shan immediately refused, better not. Master Wang is a professional, a sixth dan expert. Yi Yun is no match for him. Master Wang jumped onto the ring and made a couple of flashy moves. Don't worry, though this punk deserves a beating. But out of respect for these two ladies, I won't hurt him. He then looked at me mockingly. Dare to go a few rounds? Or are you all talk and actually a coward? Seeing me frown, Su Yue said coldly, Yi Yun, if you're a man, accept the challenge. Shan and I aren't afraid of you losing. We're only afraid you don't even have the courage to be a man. I was getting impatient. Fine, I can make a move. I'll teach this kid the harsh realities of the world. But who's paying the medical bills? Zhao Zishuan immediately let out a disdainful laugh. So you're afraid of getting crippled and not having money for the hospital? Haha, don't worry. If you get hurt, I'll cover your expenses and play along. Su Yue couldn't help shaking her head. Shan, this guy is too useless. So embarrassing. Su Shan also looked a bit embarrassed. I sneered, not even in the mood to explain. I climbed onto the ring, one hand in my pocket, leaving only one hand free. Come on, let's finish this early so I can get off work. Young Master Wang's eyes blazed with fury. This fool is putting on such an act. With two quick standard steps, he closed in on me and then delivered a flying kick aimed straight at my temple. Zhao Zishuan showed a smile as if victory was already decided. Young Master Wang is a 6th-degree black belt. He can easily take on 3 or 5 ordinary men. This kid was wise to ask me for medical expenses beforehand. The moment his words fell, a scream accompanied a dull thud. On the ring, with one hand in my pocket, I didn't know what it meant to have an opponent. As for my opponent, he had already been sent flying off the ring. The foot that struck hard was nearly broken and swollen badly. Su Shan and Su Yue were dumbfounded. What's going on? What happened? The smile on Zhao Zishuan's face froze instantly. Young Master Wang was wailing under the stage. Take me to the hospital, now. Young Master Jiao, my leg is done for. Zhao Zishuan's face twitched fiercely. Only then did she realize that the little punk earlier had been preparing the medical expenses for young Master Wang. Damn it, he got to show off. So she quickly called over club staff to carry young Master Wang away. Zhao Zishuan jumped onto the stage with a grim face. Brother Yi, I didn't see that coming, you've got some skill. Young Master Wang was poorly trained, he's considered my junior. Now, let me, as his senior, test your abilities. Su Shan quickly said, no. Su Yue also said, better call it off. Young Master Jiao, you're a black belt 8th dan master. Oh my god, how could Yi Yin stand a chance against you? Zhao Zishuan snorted coldly. It won't do to just let it go after injuring someone. This kid has to spar with me. Otherwise, follow the rules and kneel 9 times in submission. Be smart about it. Both Su Shan and the other woman frowned. Zhao Zishuan was a bit too overbearing. I slipped one hand in my pocket and was about to step off the stage. Zhao Zishuan glared, her face cold and fierce. Thinking of leaving? Not so easy. With that, she slapped out her palm, smacking it straight onto this idiot's shoulder. With a bang, Zhao Zishuan's face met the ring floor in a perfect, no-angle kiss. Excruciating pain twisted her features. I stepped on her back as I leisurely walked off the stage. Tisk, TSK, Taekwondo black belt 8th dan. That's it? That's it? Those two dismissive words left Su Shan and Su Yue stunned on the spot. If my taking down young Master Wang in one move could be coincidental, Zhao Zishuan held a certified black belt 8th dan rank and was even listed as a club coach. Yet even such a formidable person couldn't withstand a single slap from me. Was this guy the reincarnation of Li Yuanba? He lay groaning for half an hour. Zhao Zishuan finally recovered a bit. That little bastard, I'll cripple him. Damn it, he made me lose face like this. Right now, Su Shan, Su Yue, and I arrived at the racecourse. The stands were buzzing with quite a few people, all from Jiangnan City. Su Yue said excitedly, Shan, this club's biggest attraction is horse racing. How about we place a few bets? It's thrilling. Su Shan smiled. I mainly brought Yi Yin out to broaden his horizons. You go ahead, we'll watch you play. Su Yue snorted and showed off to me. Little security guard, brute strength alone won't help you make it in high society. Horse racing is for people with real taste and class. Watch and learn while I play. I curled my lip and looked up at the sky. Beside me, Su Shan was drenched in sweat, also suffering from the heat. Just then, I noticed several umbrellas by the edge of the stands. I walked over, pulled one out, and said, "Come stand under here. A girl's skin. But out of respect for you two beauties, I won't hurt him." He then looked at me mockingly. "Dare to spar? Or are you all talk and actually a coward?" Seeing me frown, Su Yue said coldly, "Yi Yun, if you're a man, accept the challenge. Shan Shan, and I don't care if you lose. Only if you don't even have the courage to be a man." Getting irritated, I said, "Fine, I can take him on. And teach this kid the harsh realities of the world. But who's paying the medical bills?" Jiao Zishuan laughed dismissively. "So you're afraid of getting hurt and not having money for the hospital? Haha, don't worry. If you get banged up, I'll cover it." Su Yue couldn't help shaking her head. "Shan Shan, this guy is such a loser. So embarrassing." Su Shan's face also showed embarrassment. I sneered, not even in the mood to explain. I vaulted onto the ring, one hand in my pocket, leaving only one hand free. "Come on, let's finish this early." Master Wang's eyes blazed with anger. This idiot is putting on such an act. He took 2 quick standard steps toward me, then launched a flying kick straight at my temple. Jiao Zishuan showed a smug look of victory. Master Wang is a 6th Dan black belt. He can easily take on 3 or 5 ordinary men. This kid was wise to ask me for medical fees. As his words fell, a scream accompanied a dull thud. On the ring, I stood with one hand in my pocket, not knowing what it meant to have an opponent. Meanwhile, my opponent had already flown off the ring. The leg that had struck out nearly broken, swollen high. Su Shan and Su Yue stood dumbfounded. "You Su girl are a clever one. But you've got good judgment. Follow this old man and I guarantee you'll earn plenty of pocket money." A bunch of people nearby quickly sucked up to him. "Right, the old chairman is a pro at horse racing. Few of us men can match him." No kidding, old master isn't just an expert in antiques, his horse racing skills are top-notch too. No need to say more, betting with the old chairman is the way to go. You'll rake it in. The gates opened, and 10 horses shot out again. Puffed up by all the flattery, Wu Tianshan stroked his beard and waved his hand. "Horse number 3 takes this round." The people around quickly placed their bets. Su Yue also bet 5,000. Then a discordant voice rang out. "The winner of this round should be number 9. Everyone turned to look. Who was this guy, daring to show off in front of old Master Wu? Su Yue was shocked and scolded, "Yi Yun, if you don't know, don't talk nonsense. What is this guy babbling about? How could he be better than old Master Wu?" Wu Tianshan glanced at me, still smiling. "Young man, your eye isn't sharp enough yet. Let me give you a piece of advice, you still need practice." Su Shan didn't say a word, she wanted to see how this round would turn out. Could I really be that lucky? As he thought, the horse race ended, and the broadcast announced the winner. Horse number 9 took first place. The previously noisy stands fell silent instantly, and hundreds of eyes stared over at me. Winning 2 rounds in a row, could it really just be luck? He felt it was unlikely. Wu Tianshan snorted coldly, "Kid, you've got some dumb luck. How about we go another round?" I shook my head. "Forget it, old man. I'll return your own words to you, you still need practice." Wu Tianshuan's eyelids twitched wildly, his nose twisted in anger as he roared. "Bastard, I've been betting on horses for over 30 years, and I've never seen anyone as cocky as you. Again, let's go again. Today, I'll definitely take that young punk down a peg." His lackeys around him were all flushed with excitement. "That's right, keep going. A kid with a bit of luck thinks he's invincible. When old Wu was betting on horses, you were still wetting the bed. One more round. If you can beat old Wu, I'll, as Susan said, graciously accept defeat and let you win enough for some makeup. Lend me 2,000, and I'll pay you back 100,000. Susan's cheeks flushed, but she wasn't angry, instead, she felt proud. If I really won, and beat a big shot like Wu Tianshan, the money didn't matter to me. But a woman's vanity would be more than satisfied. Fine, here's 2,000. A new horse race began. 10 horses burst out, kicking up dirt. Wu Tianshan squinted, confirmed nothing was wrong, and made his final decision. "I'm betting on horse number 6. Meanwhile, I stayed calm and bet 2,000 on horse number 1. Su Yue's eyes darted as she followed. "I'll bet 20,000 on number 1 too." The finish line was in sight, everyone craned their necks, waiting for the outcome. Just then, the broadcast announced with passion, horse number 1 takes the crown. After the announcement, the small circle around Wu Tianshun froze. Hundreds of people stood dumbfounded, staring at me. Wu Tianshun was shocked, Su Yuer said in disbelief. Horse number 1 actually won? Yi Yun, you're a genius at horse racing. Haha, we're rich. She danced excitedly, even shaking my arm vigorously. I had a strange look on my face. This girl's chest was quite well endowed. Susan, usually reserved, couldn't hold back either, her face flushed with excitement. Her gaze toward me changed significantly, but when she saw her best friend so close to me, she frowned slightly, discreetly furrowing her brows. The results came out quickly. I had turned 2,000 into 180,000. The odds were so high I was a bit surprised. Wu Tianxuan's old face twitched as he gave a dry laugh. Young man, you've got good luck. Winning 2 in a row, you can be proud of yourself. The silent sycophants immediately started flattering him. Right, this kid's luck is really something. But a streak of luck doesn't mean anything. Your refined skill is what we've always admired. I completely ignored them and didn't bother with these boring people. Seeing me turn to leave, Wu Tianshun quickly called out. Kid, one last round. If you can beat me this time, I'll be truly convinced. I smiled and said, I don't think that's necessary. Because if we keep playing, don't say 1 round, even 10 rounds, old man, you'd still lose for sure. Wu Tianshun laughed in anger. Kid, what arrogant talk. I've been betting on horses for so many years, and in this Jiangnan city, even the whole southern province, no one has dared to be as cocky as you. I simply said, then maybe all the horse bettors in the southern province are nothing to me. The crowd exploded. Damn, this kid is showing off. He's way too arrogant. He needs to be taught a lesson. Even if the heavens themselves came, they'd have to put him in his place. It's good for a young man to have guts, but lacking humility will only lead to failure. Wu Tianshun was furious, his eyes almost popping out as he roared, if you win this last round, I'll never step foot on a racetrack again. And I'll give you a chance. From now on, I'll help you rise to fame and fortune in Jiangnan City. Hearing this, the sycophants around him all showed envy and jealousy. Getting recognition from Wu Tianshun, the head of the Antiques Association and a big shot, was a direct ticket to success, especially since this old man was among the top 3 richest people in Jiangnan City. After a brief daze, Susan and Su Yuer quickly signaled me with their eyes. Hurry up and thank the old man. Why are you just standing there? Yi Yun, getting this promise from old Wu, do you realize you've instantly made a name for yourself in Jiangnan City? But to everyone's shock, I remained indifferent, even a little unimpressed. Fine, 1 more round then. But only this last round. Playing with someone on such a different level, you know, it's hard to stay interested. Their faces instantly turned incredibly dramatic, glaring at me as if they wanted to slap me silly. This bastard was too cocky. They had truly never seen anyone so outrageously arrogant. Wu Tianshun felt a pain in his chest. I'll make you learn what it means. The older, the wiser. A new horse race was about to begin. Everyone held their breath, looking at Wu Tianshun, waiting for his command. Kid, my lucky horse is running this round. Your luck ends here. After 2 loud boasts in my direction, Wu Tianshun placed his bet. Horse number 10, join me for 1 more battle, everyone. Su Yuer looked at me eagerly. Yi Yun, what about us? Hurry, let's bet too. I shook my head with a sigh. Horse number 2. Looks like I'll be pocketing another 100,000 again. Ah, if I'd known rich people were this dumb, why would I ever be a security guard? I could just bring a sack here every day to pick up money. Many people nearly spat blood at the words. They were just too infuriating, truly grating. Wu Tianshun, eyes bloodshot, roared. Kid, if you can still win this, I'll toast you in defeat right here, and from now on I'll take a detour whenever I see you. At the sound of the starting gun, Wu Tianxuan's backed horse shot ahead with a powerful sprint. As for the number 2 horse I had bet on, it was only in 3rd place, not even 2nd. Meanwhile, the announcer in the broadcast began an enthusiastic commentary. The finish line in sight, the number 2 horse started to accelerate, overtaking number 7 to take 2nd place. The number 2 horse kept charging, unbelievable, and at the very last moment, it overtook the strong opponent, claiming 1st place. Amazing. Let us congratulate the number 2 horse for winning the championship. You could hear a pin drop in the front of the stands. Apart from the announcer's passionate shouts, Wu Tianshun and his group couldn't utter a single word. Each one stood frozen in place. Not only them, but even Su Shan, Su Yu, and Liang Mei looked utterly incredulous. Yi Yun had actually won again, truly defeating the veteran Wu Tianshun fair and square, not a hint of falsehood. Wu Tianshun broke the silence first, his face full of bitterness. He cupped his hands toward me and said, "I admire you. I have nothing but admiration left to say." Wu Tianxuan standing in the underworld was at its peak, while everyone else was stunned. I just smiled. "Old man, you're a man of character, able to take things in stride. That actually earns my respect," Wu Tianxuan said seriously. "A real man must follow through on his words. Besides, I still have some standing in Jiangnan City, after all. I will definitely do my utmost to help." With that, Wu Tianxuan turned and left without looking back. I then said with a disdainful look, "This old geezer wanted to take advantage of me, no way. He even wanted to become sworn brothers." Su Shan snorted coldly. "You think the president of the Jiangnan City Antique Association, worth over $1 billion, becoming your sworn brother is him taking advantage of you?" I retorted. "Is it not?" Su Shan facepalmed. This idiot really had no idea. Where did he get such confidence? She then said, "So I'm going to the company to process your official onboarding." The Su Corporation was a renowned enterprise in Jiangnan City. And what people loved to gossip about most was Su Shan herself, this executive female president, intellectual, elegant, beautiful, and generous. On top of that, she was a genuine super-rich woman. The secretary, acting as Su Shan's assistant at the group, approached with a grim expression and said, "President, the big president wants you over there immediately." Su Shan frowned. "What happened?" The secretary hesitated. "It seems to be related to the Fong family. It's quite serious, you'd better go see for yourself." Su Shan pointed at me and said, "You Jia, find him a position." With that, she quickly left. The moment she was gone, a group of people marched aggressively toward me in big strides. Jiao Yujia looked a little tense. "Su Shan, what's your business?" The lead man looked arrogant, though he was dressed decently enough. He had a cigarette dangling from his mouth, ignoring the no-smoking sign nearby. "Secretary Jiao, you don't need to bother with this guy. I'll arrange his position myself." Secretary Jiao wanted to say something, but the other man's eyes turned cold and he said impatiently, "My dad is the group's big president, Su Shan's next successor, and I'm my dad's only son. In the future, the whole Su Corporation will be mine. Can you leave now?" His words and actions were extremely overbearing. Secretary Jiao immediately dared not speak. He sighed inwardly, this newbie was finished. Being targeted by this demon surely meant no good. Su Jian was Su Shan's cousin, the youngest son of Su Chang, the big president of the Su Corporation. He jabbed his finger directly into my chest and said, "So you're the live-in son-in-law my uncle's family took in, huh? Come with me, I'll arrange your job." I shook my head and said, "But Su Shan said she would arrange it herself." Su Jian smiled casually. "My cousin is a very busy person. Besides, the Su Corporation is all our family's business. Whoever arranges it for you is the same. I'm in charge of the entire group's security. From now on, you'll be a lackey under me." Without another word, he had his men push and shove me away. Su Jian pulled out his phone and openly made a call. "This freeloading mongrel is in my hands now. Didn't he insult you a couple of times last time? Today, I'll make him bleed and teach him what rules mean." On the other end, Su Chang's eldest daughter, Su Xian, laughed venomously. "Jian, take it easy on him. At most, break an arm or a leg, don't go too far. That woman Su Shan is crazy and hard to deal with." Su Jian hung up with a rogue's grin. "A low-life gatekeeper, I can toy with him however I want." He glanced at me and exhaled a puff of smoke. "Did you guys hear that? This fool asked if I had any skills. Come on, tell him how skilled I am." His underlings immediately burst into loud laughter. In the Su Corporation, Master Su is the heaven and the earth. The big president is Master Su's dad, the general manager is Master Su's sister. A few fierce dogs appeared ahead, drooling. They glared at me and snarled. Su Jian plopped down on a recliner. "Kid, I'll give you one last chance. Either kneel to me, call me daddy, and lick my shoes, or I'll cripple you halfway today. Let you know what sour and refreshing really means." I spread my hands. "Master Su, today is my first day on the job. Honestly, I don't want to cause trouble. How about we just forget it?" Su Jian's face darkened with malice. "You dog, back at Su Shan's place, you insulted my sister Su Xian. For that alone, you deserve to die. And I'll tell you straight up, our family and Su Shan's family don't get along. She wants to plant her people in the group. And I'll tell you straight up, our family and Su Shan's family don't get along. She wants to plant her people in the group. But I just won't let him have his way." I raised an eyebrow. Then there's nothing to talk about. As soon as I said that, I kicked out without warning. The burly security guard let out a grunt and toppled over. Su Jian roared, "Get him! Kill him, it's on me, damn it!" He didn't expect me to fight back. Bam, 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 my fists shot out like dragons. Cleaning up these small fries was nothing to me. It was like using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. In no time, 7 or 8 of Su Jian's lackeys were wailing on the ground, unable to get up. Su Jian panicked and yelled orders for his 2 fierce dogs to attack me. The 2 hounds immediately charged at me. But with a glare like a ferocious tiger, the 2 dogs whimpered and instantly lost control of their bladders. In their eyes, I was like a prehistoric beast. A beast full of brutality and bloodlust. The 2 hounds didn't dare come near. I crouched down and patted their heads. Good dogs. Su Jian's eyes nearly popped out. Xiao He, Xiao Hua, bite him to death. Bite him to death for me. The 2 hounds ignored him completely and instead wagged their tails happily at my feet. Su Jian got up viciously. Yi Yun, just you wait. I'll call people right now and see how many you can take on. My eyes turned cold. This idiot needed a lesson. Xiao He, Xiao Hua, go. I'll treat you to some eggs. With that, the 2 hounds snarled and pounced on Su Jian. Amid his curses, Su Jian suddenly let out a blood-curdling scream. Get off me. All color drained from his face. The excruciating pain made his mind go blank. The 2 hounds shook their heads and tore viciously at his crotch. I walked over and lay down on the chair Su Jian had been using, casually opening a card game on my phone. Meanwhile, in the group's executive office, Su Chong slammed the table and pointed at Susan. Take a good look at what you've done. The Fong family pulled their connections, and our 2 million worth of goods are held up. How do you plan to account for such a huge loss to the group? Susan's face was icy. President, what do you mean by that? The Fong family pulled out, and our goods are detained. Instead of solving the problem, you come to me for an explanation? Don't you think that's a bit absurd? Su Chong snorted. Susan, you know exactly what I mean. You hooked up with a lowly security guard, angered the Fong family, and now this is the consequence. If it's not your fault, then whose is it? Susan said coldly, I don't think it's my fault. If the Fong family wants to cut ties, let them. Does the Su group fall apart without the Fong family? Su Chong raged. Then tell me how to fix this now. That shipment is worth over 20 million, and it's in the hands of East City's people. Without the Fong family's underworld connections, do you think those thugs in East City will easily give it back? I don't care what you do, you have to get the goods back. Otherwise, I'll submit it to the board. When the old matriarch finds out, Susan, what punishment do you think her good granddaughter will face? Susan's face was stone cold. She grabbed her bag and turned to leave. Su Chong's lips curled into a sneer. Enraged as I am, I'm not foolish. He propped his legs on the desk, looking every bit the big shot. Susan, you're still too young. And now you've hooked up with such a loser, throwing yourself away so easily. But from now on, you'll have no capital left to play games with me, your uncle. He hadn't been smug for 2 seconds when his elder daughter. Susan rushed and panicked. Dad, Xiao Jian is in trouble. Su Chong frowned. What's all the fuss about? What happened to him? Susan wailed. Xiao Jian was bitten by those 2 dogs of his. His private parts. He's been sent to the hospital. Su Chong leaped up from his chair, nearly stumbling. What did you say? Take me to the hospital now. Is his manhood okay? He's my only son. If he loses the ability to carry on the family line, what's the point of all my efforts? Su Chong's voice was almost slurred with panic. Susan soon learned about Su Jian getting dealt with. She looked coldly at me. How dare you provoke that madman? Don't you know that with Su Chong's family's indulgence, Su Jian is the crown prince of the Su group? I replied flatly, so? Isn't the one in the hospital now that crown prince? Susan felt a headache coming on. Yi Yun, I didn't expect you to cause such a big trouble right after arriving. Su Jian may be a useless brat, but he's still the president's son, and that bastard is favored by the old matriarch. You hurt him like this. Su Chong will never let you off, I said nonchalantly. Relax, I didn't lay a finger on your crown prince. Whether he lives or dies, it was his own vicious dogs that bit him. If his dad wants revenge, he can go after those 2 dogs. Susan was speechless. She knew I was being tricky, but technically I was right. It was the 2 dogs that crippled Su Jian, not me. But my calm, unflappable demeanor made her grit her teeth. That bastard seemed fearless no matter where he went. Just then, a sharp voice rang out. He's nothing but a clown playing mind games with the president's family. I'd say, boss, this kid is not long for this world.